Welcome back to another episode of the Mid-Range Podcast. 2 weeks after our last appearance, Nikki, how are you?
I'm great. I couldn't be any better. Happy to be back after the
Yeah,
hiatus.
yeah.
Talking
I mean, we
about
obviously had to take a little break with all the stuff coming out from the government, and we had a co-host that was like heavily implicated in the documents that were released. So, we gave Bryce the week off, and he's definitely got some stuff to attend to on a personal level. So we'll let him figure that stuff out. All right. Nikki, are you just stoked to talk college basketball? Like, just
I
to
am.
be living it up? Like, Super Bowl's next week. Football's almost over. It's like
Thank
college
God
basketball season. We're getting it rolling.
we're here. February is when it
We're
really
here.
start to matter, and
Yeah,
tournaments start to form, and we can start really kind of mapping out the tournament.
that we can. And let's just start off. Let's talk about some teams that, maybe struggled this weekend, maybe succeeded, the whole 9 yards. But we're going to start at your conference, Nikki, the Big 12.
Of
Some may
course,
say the strongest basketball conference this season. I would say
I'd agree.
probably. We have BYU, Kansas. And Kansas gets the win. Another big performance for Darren Peterson.
The most
He goes
hyped, what they
18
call the most hyped
points.
game of all time. Most hyped
Yeah,
season game people were saying. I guess for the casual watchers, I guess it makes sense. But yeah, two of the most
yeah.
highly touted prospects that we've seen in the past decade going at it, and it lived up to expectations. We don't have to, I don't know, glaze Allen Fieldhouse anymore because I feel like that's what everybody does. But it was packed, and
I don't give a
yeah,
fuck about Allen Fieldhouse.
yeah. Whenever you
What
scope,
what else is there to do in that city anyway? It's like, yeah, you guys have one thing
yeah.
that's Kansas basketball. Like, yeah,
Like Kansas basketball is cool, but like we don't have to keep repeating
yeah,
ourselves about the situation there. But yeah, it's the same Kansas story of the year where Darren Peterson was out for the first half. He balled. He's the best player in college basketball, and it's honestly probably not close. And then out of nowhere, he rides the bench, but his production in the first half was well enough to give them the win. So like when Kansas has if Darren Peterson ever plays a full game, like Kansas can win the national championship because they're just
yeah,
that
yeah,
good with and like their supporting cast has honestly been better than what everybody's expected. And
yeah.
yeah, same story again with Kansas that we saw. And BYU has yet to get a big time win, which is the potential's all there, and they've taken care of business in the lesser games, but they still have yet to have that marquee win.
Yeah, losses to Kansas, Arizona, Texas Tech, and UConn, which are pretty much every ranked team they played. Although, I mean, they did beat Clemson on a buzzer beater, but that doesn't really
Yeah.
feel like a statement. I don't know, Nick. What do you think with BYU? They've also lost 3 out of the last 4 now, having on Tech, Arizona, and Kansas all in the last 4 games. You do have to start asking the question of how they cope against top teams. What do you think? You think come tournament time, this is kind of that like tumultuous midseason slump where you bring it all back? They got Houston this Saturday. They have Arizona again, and then Iowa State. Like they got more big games, so they'll have opportunities to prove it. But as of right now, where are you at with BYU?
Yeah, they're the like it's the big three and then nothing else. So like their big three is
Yeah.
as good as anybody in the country, but they literally have nothing else. So like even in if they play a game like Kansas, where like they honestly played well. Like Richie Saunders was unreal.
Yeah.
Debanza played like fine, especially in that environment, and Rob Wright, played well, especially in that second half where they made a push. But that's been the story this whole year. Like that's not enough. Like they have to get something out of Cada. They have to get something out of Kennard Davis, Boscovich. Like they just don't like they point blank don't have anybody else. And in order to win six and beat um, high level teams in and out. Like I don't know if they can win the NCAA champion or the Natty. Like they could probably make a Final Four just because that big three is so good. But eventually, like one of them is going to have an off night, and if they don't have anybody that can step up, good teams like a Kansas or like the teams that we mentioned that they lost to are going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, and Kansas is interesting because in the last few weeks they've kind of bolstered their resume and they've gotten kind of back to being like top 15 range. Win over Iowa State, obviously win over BYU, but like it's not like this Kansas team is not like you know it's not a national championship favorite type team really. Like they're good, but they're not like spectacular. I think we would both agree they're we would probably have had them below BYU in terms of Big 12 rankings coming into this game, and now I think they have to be above them. But like when you really look at it, it's like, do you think they're better than Tech? Do you think they're better than Houston? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, DP
But
plays
if
at a certain level.
but if
Yeah.
DP were to play a full game, but that's just not going to
Yeah.
happen. Like, if
Yeah.
DP were to play a full game, they could beat anybody in the country. Like they're that good. Like
Yeah.
Melvin Counsell's become an insane closer. Trey White's going to hit at the portal. Bryson Tiller's coming into his own, and then Flory
Yeah.
is like one of the best defensive bigs. And then obviously, like I said before, DP's the best player in the country. But DP's just not going to play a full game, and that's just
Yeah.
it continues to be like the weirdest story of the year. And then I saw something on X.com today, like how he's been doing this since high school. Like he's been sitting
Yeah.
out second half at prolific prep and then having to answer questions about it in the post game presser, and it's still like weird. And then there's reports on like the agent coming up to the assistant, um, one of the assistants on Kansas, and saying they got to pull him after a certain limit, and then he pulls him for the rest. So I mean, it's obviously that he's on rest for the draft because he doesn't have the number one pick locked up, and the only reason he doesn't have the number one pick locked up is because of this issue. So
Yeah.
um, it's a weird give and take, but it's just frustrating because I mean I don't care because I'm not a Kansas fan, but if I was, like, this team, I genuinely think has the potential if he were to be a 40-minute guy, but
Yeah.
I think we've learned enough to this season that that's just not going to be the case. So you can't put him up there.
It's unreal. It's unreal how good he is. Like when he actually
He's
plays.
insane.
Like he is like he really is as good as any guard I've ever seen in college basketball. Like
Yeah.
he just
Like, the
doesn't
Kobe
miss
comparison
shots.
Or
Yeah.
honestly, probably selling him short. Like
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty fucking insane how good he is, and like it's so spectacular. It's such a funny thing. Like this is just one of those like random stories like in sports where you're just like this is too fucking weird and like funny that it's like seems like it's like a joke. Like he just
Yeah.
it's like you have the best player, like you said, like probably the best player in college basketball. Probably going to be one of like an NBA star playing 12 to 20 minutes in the first half,
Yeah.
scoring probably 20 or so points on
Yeah, the best
like 6 of 8
basketball.
shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just not playing the back half of the game, and it's the same thing every game. It's really one of the funniest stories, and it's like, and you hear people like gushing over him and like gushing over him. It's like he is almost getting away, like he's almost getting away with it, which is like he's
Yeah.
so good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, like people aren't giving him. I almost think he's not getting enough shit for it, which is like kind of funny.
Yeah.
But like, it's
Well, it's the
it's
highlight
like-
world. You see the highlights, and it's like
Yeah.
he's amazing. But yeah, so like the general public.
I don't know, because I just see like I see whoever, but I see like Titus talk about him, just like suck him off for lack of a better way to put it, and I'm like, this seems like you're like the old school guy, like what
Yeah.
this is like you can't be rewarding this, but then you watch him and it's just so awesome, so it's really funny.
It's the most like new school thing of all time. Like college
I know.
basketball, freshman. He was doing this at prolific prep, so he's just been prep school guy with
Making
agents
huge
on him.
money.
Yeah, he's 18 years old and
Yeah.
sitting like resting to be an NBA draft prospect. And like maybe I'm dumb and
Right.
maybe I'm like too into it and being too like pouch about the whole situation, but I genuinely think like that's a pro concern just because of how weird his camp is and how weird this
Oh
situation
yeah,
is. Like
I completely agree.
he's 1-1 100% if this didn't exist. Like from basketball standpoint, he's so much but like DeBance is kind of a dog, and then Cam Boozer's doing this every night, and then like Kingston Flemings is
Yeah.
doing this every night. Like, if I was a GM and I had 1-1 and maybe like the fit of Debanza as a bigger guy fits my team better than DP, like I would honestly maybe value that just because like who knows what's next, and like he could be the biggest rest guy of all time in the league. So yeah, it's weird.
I
I don't like.
can't wait. I mean, I can't wait for it to happen in the tournament.
It's
It's
going
gonna
to like
it's gonna
it's
it 100% is
yeah.
going to. It 100% will. And
Can't be
like
fooled
these
that he's ever going to play a full game.
yeah, and you're going to get like the popular culture that's all eyes on like it's going to be Kansas in the Sweet 16 or something, so everyone's going to actually be watching it. And this is going to happen. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be funny. But like yeah, I don't know cuz all you see when it comes to like pundits is just they're just fucking they're throating him. Like it's crazy how much support he gets. He doesn't get. It's just. Is you're right. It's the most new school thing. It's like woke, like a college basketball fandom, where it's like at a certain point, like we should be shitting on him at least a little bit for this, right? Like there should be a healthy amount of like, come on, dude, like stay in the fucking game. Like it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and it's not like again. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but it's not like he's a college kid. Like he's getting paid what 8 million or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like it should be the same criticism as NBA players who rest.
Right.
But it's not even worse because it's not like he's resting one game and then playing a full game the next. It's he's putting out like 20 minutes of the best, and I guess it doesn't matter. Like if Kansas is winning, if they're good enough to get off to that massive lead to where they can rest
Yeah.
him, I guess that's the move. But yeah, it's just frustrating as a college basketball fan. But
I
that is going to be like their downfall in why they don't go
yeah.
far because he's not going to
It's
play in some crunch time perform. Like if TCU
he
didn't
doesn't
have
play
the
crunch time.
yeah,
He
then he
doesn't
would
play. He doesn't play.
yeah. But Melvin Council's such a crunch time dog that like I don't know they could probably be fine, but like they're not winning a natty if Darren Peterson doesn't play a full game. They're probably not making a Final Four if Darren Peterson doesn't play a full game.
Yeah, I will say I am still. I'm keeping Kansas at an arm's length. Like I think people are jumping back on the train right now hard because obviously they beat Iowa State and they beat BYU, but I'm like, I'm keeping an eye on them as like, let's see if this lasts because like
Because of DP. Like
yeah, and
that's
because in Melvin Council even like he's been awesome, but I don't know if I trust Melvin Council and like Badunga to be like any kind of like down the stretch in a tournament situation winning you
yeah.
games. It's like I trust them in the regular season surrounded, but if DP's not closing out games, then like I don't know. I just don't see it. But yeah, it's interesting. It's the craziest shit ever. It's the craziest, probably the probably one of the best, funniest storylines of the college basketball season, easily.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean the closest thing is Kyrie, but that's like a whole
yeah,
different era where he was
and he
actually
was
hurt,
hurt,
getting paid,
and
and he
he
was
wasn't getting
everyone.
paid. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, and like also, you know, you're like you know how like the like with Caleb Williams in football people always hit him with like the he's like the Gen Z quarterback, like he's like the Gen Z guy, like he's the modern kind of like
And stuff.
paints his nails and all that shit, like he's a little whatever. It's like this is like actually the annoying Gen Z shit like that DP is doing. He's just and then you like he is just like a caricature almost of the problems with college basketball now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And a big
it's
part
fucking
is
crazy.
like like he's easy to hate because of this, and like I don't love him for this, but also there could be a flip side where like you don't feel bad for him, but since he was this massive prospect growing up, like his corner is just so massive, surrounded by people giving
Yeah.
him advice that I mean, it's obviously not like his choice for a lot of
Right.
this. So, yeah, it's just like the people in his ear, and that happens so much in college basketball where you have like a bad agent telling you to leave, and then you don't get
Yeah.
paid as much as you think, or a guy telling you to declare for the draft when you're,
Yeah.
not draft ready, or whatever the situation. Or a guy tells you to stay when you should probably leave. Like, I don't know. It's just another situation of since the NIL and portal stuff has gone insane, then so many of these agents and guys get in your ear, and it could be great for you and get you a ton more money and opportunity, but it could also be frustrating because you get some advice that doesn't lead to the best product.
Yeah, I mean, this is what this type of shit is why like it's honestly like I think that the one and done thing was kind of probably antiquated a while ago, but now with NIL, it's just completely meaningless. Like, why are you why are we doing one and done anymore? It's like they're literally getting paid anyway. They're professional basketball players anyway. It's like they get to be pro basketball players under a college name for a year before they go to the NBA, and then it's causing all of these problems with like the value versus what they're bringing to the schools. Like, where it's just like, okay, like DP should have been able to just go to the fucking NBA out of high school, and this would have just been so much
Yeah,
simpler because he
if
would
he's
have
gonna go
still.
through all this, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like if he didn't want to play college basketball, he was like he if he would have come out last year, he would have been the number one overall pick. Like if that were possible, like he
probably
just would
it would have
have.
been a fun debate.
I
Henry
mean,
Flag.
yeah, yeah. I
You
guess
said
that's
it,
true.
but some guy in like I think it was a TNT studio, said that Flag wouldn't be a top five pick in this year's draft.
That's
Which
awesome.
I disagree with, but I honestly see where he's coming from and how just deep this draft is. Of like, I'm,
I understand the premise, but like no, he would have been. He probably would have been a top three still.
yeah,
Um,
I'd say AJ, DP, and Flag in whatever order you
yeah.
say. But still, it's
Um, I would agree because yeah, I would not. That would be as low as I would take Cooper Flag was awesome. Like
no,
that's
yeah.
the thing is Cooper Flag was so good.
I just thought it was a
That is
fun debate.
no, it is. It's interesting.
Yeah,
That's a classic TNT take. I think it's really fucking weird, and I think that he should get more shit about it, and I think he should have been able to go to the NBA out of high school to avoid all this. And to be fair on that take too, is like there's probably an argument to be made that Cooper Flag ducked this draft because of how good it was. You know, coming
yeah.
out a year early.
It's unreal. Yeah,
Like,
and he's still like he's statistically like if with all the advanced analytics stuff is like the best player in the era of like advanced analytics to ever play college basketball. And that
yeah,
Duke team was like analytically one of the best teams to ever play college basketball. So he could have very well been the number one pick again. So
yeah,
maybe it's all relative, but I mean, obviously declaring early gets you another year earlier to the pros. So probably smart for him.
yeah. Why didn't DP just do that? Why didn't he come to Ohio State for a year? We would have taken him.
I think he did reclassify.
Did he?
I think a lot of these guys do. Like, didn't Dubanza too?
I don't know. It's hard to keep track. No, he's 19. I don't know.
Maybe.
But the ages are so weird because it's like the actual high school ages don't matter anymore because you just go to prep school for like a year or whatever. Like, it's all fucking fake. It's all completely fake. I mean, whatever. I mean, that's a whole different thing, but it's like the whole like 4 years of high school and then you get 4 years of college. It's just so done. Like it's if it ever existed, now it is just so completely cooked. And like, who's the guy who's trying to get eligibility now? Uh,
Margaret.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I hate the Bediako and the James Najee stuff because it's just like kind of weak. But honestly, like if the NCAA needs to make a singular line of like if you because it should be okay, you declare for the draft, you made that decision, you're done. Um,
Yeah.
you know, you pass whatever deadline you have to do to go to the draft. Like, okay, eligibility gone, and those guys like Bediako and Najee shouldn't be able to play. But like the real line should be like definite. If you check into an NBA game, like there's no coming back. Like
Right.
that's like because Bediako is a good player and going to be a good player for Bam, but they've lost whatever, and then Najee's getting DNPs at Baylor. So like realistically, I agree with the Scott Drew quote where it's like if he was an NBA player and a pro, he would be in the NBA. So like these guys coming back who didn't check into the NBA like suck. But Amari Bailey's like a whole different level where he played NBA minutes. He was like a very good player at UCLA, and yeah, that's the line you have to draw. But I'm sure everybody has that take, so it's honestly probably irrelevant to keep bringing it up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like all this fucking. This is like what college basketball is at this point of the year when it's just like people like us that are actually paying attention to it. Is like this is the discourse that you have until like March Madness comes around and we all just start being like, oh, this shit is so awesome. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we might as well like take the time.
Yeah, well, the game is so great. And also going into the broader conversation, like this is probably the last year of 68 teams in the tournament. So, like, treasure this, I guess.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's all chaos. And, whenever it gets into the conversation of, like, the larger scope of college basketball, it always, like, gets a little depressing. Like, it's just like, holy shit. This shit is fucking done.
Then if I go TCU, then I'll get depressed as well.
We can get into that later. All right, let's pop over. We did a little Big 12 talk. Let's talk Big 10 because it was a big week for the Big 10. We had Michigan playing Nebraska and Michigan State. Nebraska plays Michigan and Illinois. Michigan State takes the L to Michigan. It was a chaotic week. A lot of the big teams went and played each other. Michigan barely beats Nebraska, which like I think credit to Nebraska because like I'll speak for myself. I have been like a doubter a little bit, and like you have kind of repeated the take of like, well, they keep proving it, like whatever, like you kind of have to respect them, and I agree with you. But then now it's like, all right, like you go to Michigan and you keep it and you really fight that hard. It's like you gotta like give them their flowers. And then the irony is they went and lost to Illinois today, but we'll get to that. But man, I mean Michigan is so good. Like they are just so good. They don't like their defense is insane. Nebraska is really good. The top of the Big Ten is unreal right now. Michigan, Nebraska, Illinois. I mean, like Purdue and Michigan State maybe a little lower than that, obviously, but like the top of the conference is massive. What did you think about Michigan this last week? Two big ones.
Yeah, I mean, two like relatively close ones, but I mean the Michigan Nebraska winner was Nebraska. Like in terms of a view of things, like they went in there with that
Braden. The team that lost.
Yeah, they went in there with that Braden Frager and Rick Mass and fucking lost by 3. Like, and were in it the entire game and had to lead early and all that kind of stuff. It would have been the most impressive win of the season. So, like, they're legit as far as like, I mean, they've never won a tournament game, obviously. So, like, to stay there as legit.
Can you imagine if they lose in the first round this year?
Yeah, like they're probably going to be a top 4 seed, barring disaster, and then favored. Like they're Sweet 16 contenders, and probably should be in the Sweet 16. But like the top like 20 teams in college basketball this year are so good, and I think you can like interchange so many of them, which is like kind of the fear for Nebraska because. Like we mentioned, like talent's probably gonna catch up to them when every team's playing at their best. Come right. So that's scary. So again, it's. But that moment was, I think, awesome. And then getting back, they got back Frager and Mass tonight. I think it was like flu or something like that. But obviously they were Like Mass was rusty. Frager is really good, but I mean Illinois is also really good. So it's like these are the kind of teams that are interchanging, and Keaton Wagler just continues to be the best story in college basketball this year, and
He's awesome.
like in an era where it's so many of these guys like there's Nike circuit, Puma circuit, all these prep schools like you mentioned, like Prolific, Oak Hill, all these guys. It's so tough to fall through the cracks of like not being recruited highly. Keaton Wagler, what, like a 150 rated guy in his class, and just put up 46 or whatever last week.
Irregular Illinois high school kid, like just got
Yeah,
the offer
out of nowhere,
cool
played
too,
the. Yeah, that
at
has
Illinois,
yeah,
where it's like they're doing the exact
European.
opposite shit everywhere else. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's really cool.
it's the coolest story, and he did it again at Nebraska. Had a really good defensive Nebraska team where he dropped 28, and he's going like top 10 in mocks now. So that's just it doesn't happen. Those type of stories should probably be highlighted more because it's pretty badass what he's been able to do. And Underwood, yeah, like you mentioned, he's changed his whole style since he's been at Oklahoma State and all these stops where he goes European and yeah, Wagler's just a diamond in the rough, which is pretty bad. He's probably the best, random true freshman maybe of all time. Like, if you look back at it. So, I don't know. It's pretty badass.
I mean, 46 points in a game is like, that's fucking insane for college. Like, yeah, 46 at Purdue. Yeah. It's like shooting. Awesome. I mean, that's really, really impressive. Yeah, he's awesome. Illinois is awesome. It's the top of the Big Ten. Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue is nuts. Like, and like you could even look at Purdue and be like, all right, that's the worst one there. Like they lost 3 in a row, obviously, but they're awesome. Like they are really good. Like we know they're really good. They've won big games this year. Like they've shown how good they are. So it's crazy. It's like the Big Ten this is classic, right? But it's like, I mean, if the Big Ten doesn't get one this year between Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, Purdue, and Nebraska, it just keeps pushing. It's like, when's it gonna happen? But I mean, like the best teams in the country are still not even in the Big Ten aside from Michigan State because it's still Arizona and UConn and it's
6 in the Big 12 and it's even more impressive. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Go college basketball. I mean, it was like last year with like the 1 seeds and you were like, oh, okay, like the top is really the cream of the crop this year. This is like, and I think there was kind of the narrative of like, all right, maybe this is a sign of what's coming. Maybe this is just a 1-year thing. It's like, no, it was a fucking sign of what's coming because like the top of college basketball now, I think like you said, like the top 20 is interchangeable.
Yeah, it's different. Like, it really is the top 20, top 25.
Yeah, I mean,
last year the 4-1
because there's just
last.
Yeah, but like, dude, like if you were to just, I just don't know who outside of the top 10 you would have in your Final Four right now.
Who's
like
AP?
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Like Arizona, UConn, Michigan, Duke, Nebraska, Gonzaga, Michigan State, Iowa State, Illinois, Houston. That's the last AP top 10. So then you got Tech, Purdue, BYU, Kansas.
Again, like Purdue could be in there. Like, I don't like Tech, but they have the talent and they've had the big wins. Again, Kansas if Darren Peterson plays, but again, as we talked about, I think Florida.
I'll ask it differently. If between the 4 teams, Arizona, UConn, Michigan, and Duke, the top 4, like in those teams, like we would just agree, like those are the best 4 teams in college basketball as it stands right now. Like that's probably hard to argue with. And like,
yeah, post it.
If three of those 4,
Iowa State's crazy.
You think so?
I think Iowa State.
You think Iowa State goes down to the wire with Michigan?
Yeah.
Like I just don't think anyone can like get on a floor with these guys like at the top. And like
but you can like dude, I know they had a low win, but like they've been scraping by teams.
Michigan?
No, UConn. In like a weak Big East. Like they've been winning these games, but they've been scraping by them. OT Providence.
That's fair.
12-point DePaul, 5-point Seton Hall, 2-point Georgetown, OT Nova, 6-point Providence, and then they obviously killed Creighton, but I don't know.
Yeah, UConn's in. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I just think it's going to look real similar. I don't know if UConn might be the exception to that, but like,
Plus, like Arizona's got a gauntlet. Like Arizona hasn't played like the heart of the Big 12 yet. This gauntlet that Arizona has, they're going to drop, a couple games.
oh
Here.
yeah,
So,
Kansas, Tech, BYU, Houston, back to back to back, and then Baylor,
yeah,
Iowa State. Yeah,
yeah.
no, you're right.
Like if they get out of that 7-game stretch, like 5-2, that's like a massive success.
I mean, yeah, they're 4 straight after Oklahoma State are number 14 Kansas, number 11 Tech, number 13 BYU, number 10 Houston.
Like at Houston is insane.
The Big 12.
And like
You're all right. You're right. There are just so many good teams this year. Like
Yeah,
that top 20 is legit. Because even like Florida, down at number 19, and it's like they just killed Alabama today. They destroyed South Carolina last week. Like they are just winning their piping teams. Like, and they just beat Vandy too. Yeah.
No, Florida's probably the best team in the SEC.
Yeah, time's really a flat circle. It's crazy there's not a single SEC team in the top 12, though.
Yeah, the SEC is just like good teams. It's like, you could see like Vandy's been impressive, or like Tennessee's had some wins, or like Auburn has had some big wins, and then A&M's sitting there and they're first by themselves. Like Buckyball's going well. Like how good are they? Kentucky just got a massive win at Arkansas, and then you look at Arkansas, like they're all just good teams. Bama's got the guard. I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, definitely a little different. It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting how much everything shifted from last season, where it was just like all SEC and the top, and then you would go down to like, Duke, and then it was Duke, Houston, and then the SEC pretty much last year, and then now it's just like much more variance of like Big 10, Big 12. You got Duke and UConn in there. Like it's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's a good top 20. I wish my team was relevant enough to care more about the tournament, but once it comes, it's gonna be football.
Yeah, that'd still be awesome. I mean, what are you gonna do? You want to talk about your team?
I mean, no, it's irrelevant to anything. I think I like Colorado.
You don't need a post-mortem. You don't have anything you want to get off your chest, like therapy session, the casting couch situation.
No.
All right, fair enough. All right, pushing onward. Let's see. All right, Nikki. Well, how are you feeling about Duke at this stage of the season? After beating Louisville handedly, are they back same as last year? Lost to Texas Tech. Other than that, they haven't lost since. They have 2 wins over Louisville in that time, but the ACC sucks. It's crazy how bad the ACC is again this year. I think we kind of all thought of it.
For the second year in a row.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's repeat. It's bring in freshman who's gonna hands down. You can give Boozer Player of the Year already. Shire's done an incredible job, but nobody's gonna credit him because it's Duke and it's they get all the time in the world. And
well, you look at what happened when with North Carolina over the years since they've hired, aside from the fact that they actually did get a natty, which is crazy, but
probably
the actual results since Roy Williams left are not good. And then you see Shire
if UNC doesn't make the second weekend, that seat's warm because it's just a different standard.
I mean, Shire's Duke on average has been better than they have elevated since Coach K retired, which is fucking insane to say. But their recruiting has gotten better. Their teams have gotten better. Like by the metrics, they've been better. Like it's
Probably the best
crazy.
combination. Which like
Yeah,
no one wants to say, but like
yeah.
who would you take over Shire? Like
No
right
one.
now for the future. The
No one.
issue
Yeah.
is if that Bulls job opens, Chicago guy, that's the
No
only issue. But
chance.
Duke's going to come up with enough money.
No
I
chance.
agree, but I just saw that floating around.
Yeah, he's not gonna get rid of like the like being the most beloved man, and
But
and
that
he's a
guy's
Coach K guy too.
yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
But the
to go
appeal
work
there
for
is
Reinsdorf.
it's the same as like Saban when he left for like you go out at the top for college football. I mean for college basketball, then he's a legend. Whatever happens in Chicago, if he sucks, he's still going to be like top guy. He can get whatever job he wants when he comes back. This is probably a dumb conversation to have right now because it's like not going to happen, but it's a fun hypothetical where it's like that's the only downfall of Duke because he's a A+ recruiter. He's a pretty damn good in play coach and X's and O's, and his only issue is that he choked versus Houston.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
yeah,
It's
ACC
crazy to let.
and then like their bids are fading. Like NC State's bubble, Miami just lost at home to Cal, so that like they're out right now, and they had a cute little story. Virginia's like been good, but they've kind of faded. Clemson's honestly the best story in there one. Brunell's got like no resources, and he's sitting there 8-1 after he lost everybody from last season. And then
Yeah,
UNC got off to a great year, and they have like one of the best front courts in the country, and they just don't have a guard. So Louisville, Mikael Brown's been hurt. That'll be an interesting team. But yeah, it's Duke and the rest.
yeah. I mean Louisville. Even once Mikal comes back, it's like I don't have any
Well, he's
hopes.
been
Really.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, well, like,
he's
yeah.
been
I mean,
bad.
even since he's been back, it's like I don't know. Do you have any like expectations for them coming down the stretch? I like.
But I'm just saying, like
Looking at this
Mikael.
conference is depressing.
Yeah, no, and I feel like at the very start of the year, especially when like UNC like looked like they were going to
Yeah.
exceed expectations. And then like Virginia was like that cute story. They started off undefeated. Like they were kind of like, oh, the ACC might be back because of how bad last year is, and it's just kind of faded back to the mean where they're going to cannibalize themselves, and it's going to be bad.
Yeah. I don't know, Nikki. It's exciting times in the college basketball world. Let's talk bubble. Let me pull up Lenardi here.
I will say what's kind of sick. Teams like regressing to the mean, like Florida, bad. Like they're back to being like a top 10 team, best team in the SEC. Like
Yeah.
St. John's, we kind of wrote off. Like they're, I know it's the Big East, but they're on a great run right now, looking like a scary team. And then like Kentucky, I know they got killed at Vandy, but if you look at their past 5-6 games, they're kind of
Yeah.
back. So. Yeah, teams regressing to the mean has been happening.
Yeah, I mean it's a safe bet. It's like you overreact and you get like super like passionate of like this team sucks. Like I think I said multiple times, like Kentucky's not making the tournament, and it's like, yeah, they're just gonna rip off a few wins, and like they
Yeah.
aren't. It reminds you that there's haves and have-nots in the college basketball world, and you're like, all right, like realistically, the haves are going to be the haves, and we're going to stay down in bubble hell. And Kentucky's never really going to make it down here with us. Like,
I'm not.
it's-
You're in there by yourself now. I'm not even. I'm looking
I
at the
know.
crime.
I mean,
Not
the
even
Crown
kidding.
special episode.
Yeah, we'll do Crown Talk.
Crown talk is tough. Yeah, I mean, shit. Like I don't know if Ohio State is even on the bubble anymore. I mean, we are last four in, but like, it sucks. College basketball sucks. Why do we even care about this shit?
Yeah, that's where I'm at today. But then we'll have some wins, and I'll be back in. But yeah, Ohio State's a fascinating Like, you guys have a fascinating resume because it's like you don't have a bad, like, you haven't had a major hiccup, but you just haven't had a great win.
Yeah. It's
So it's
so funny. It's
like you're
just
the most
it's
like mad,
yeah.
like they'll put you in if like Miami of Ohio takes like a couple losses and like
Yeah.
losing their conference, and they put you in, and then Miami of Ohio is pissed. Like,
Yeah.
you're that team.
It'll be classic. We are the most 10 seed team like that's ever existed. Like in the most, and not like the fun 10 seed that wins some big ones and loses some bad ones. It's just the most like every
Yeah,
game that you think you're going to win or you're supposed to win, you
yeah, you
win by
bet.
exactly how much you were supposed to win by, and every game you were supposed to lose, you lose by exactly how much you expected to. Like
Yeah,
it is the most boilerplate fucking season. But you know what? It's like anti last season in a way that's kind of nice. Like it's not the worst thing in the world to be
I'd
average.
rather be where you are 10 out of 10 times than where TCU is, and TCU
Yeah.
is like the exact opposite, where they have like some marquee wins and then they have like the horrible losses.
Yeah. It is kind of the flip side of that. Because I mean, yeah, I guess West Virginia is like a fine win. You really don't have any good wins if you're Ohio State, which is so funny. Oregon is 8-13, which is nuts. It's so funny. UCLA is the statement, I guess, but
But then UCLA just
nonetheless,
lost to Indiana. So like right when we thought
yeah.
they
But
were coming.
Indiana,
Yeah, but then
I
it's
don't
like,
know.
are they only because they, yeah.
Got
Funny.
wins over Purdue and UCLA.
Ever since Sid gave that speech at the Purdue game, they strung off a couple great ones. It is funny. They won the Natty, and then like in football, and then basketball season just flips around, and they're like once they start focusing on basketball, they're like railing off wins, and they're like off the bubble.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big Coach Sig guy, so it must feel good for you.
Huge.
He's a hero. Yeah, I mean it's tough. It's like the bubble shit. Like I mean, well, let's talk Lenardi. Lenardi has last four buys right now is UCLA, Miami, New Mexico, and Indiana is now bye team, and then USC, Ohio State, San Diego State, and Texas on the last four in. Um, with Seton Hall, Virginia Tech, Santa Clara, and Cal. Like the fact that Virginia Tech is first four out and Ohio State is last four in is like a funny just like conference thing, because like Virginia Tech
Green Tech
has better
suck,
wins.
but
Yeah,
they've
they got better
sucked.
wins than us.
Like, what have you done for me lately? And then the Dallas guy that everybody loves sucks. So it's like, what are we looking at here? Like,
You're
they're
out.
5-5 in the ACC.
Yeah, true.
Their best ACC win is like triple OT home versus Virginia, or like home
Right.
versus Cal,
Yeah.
home versus Stanford. They just lost by like 24 to Duke, which I guess is like fine. At SMU, loss. At Wake Forest, loss. I guess that's every bubble team when you break it down. It's like, as we talked about when we did the bubble episode, like no team really deserves it,
Yeah.
but it's just
But that's why we need to actually expand it so we can get more of these shitty teams in the tournament. This is so
almost
Ohio State get Ohio State and TCU.
you make stereotypical like the teams that will benefit from this. You're looking straight at us. You're looking
Yeah.
at TCU and Ohio State. Like, you'll be fine. Which like we should be
Yeah.
rooting for it, and I guess that's the silver
I
lining
know.
of if and when it expands. But
Yeah.
yeah, the
Well, it's kind of
probably
like the college football playoff expansion for Ohio State. When everyone's like, "Oh, this is like going to give everyone a chance. It's going to make it more interesting," and like all of us were just like, "Dude, we're going to make it every fucking year. We're never going to miss the playoffs ever again," because just like once you make the field that big, it's like, yeah, Ohio State's always going to be top 50 in the fucking net. Like they're gonna make it every year because they're always
yeah.
going to be in that level. Like TCU could be under 500 and would still be in there. Like Ohio State could go under 500 in the Big 10, or TCU could go under 500 in the Big 12, and like they're still going to have
Yeah.
a better resume than Miami of Ohio, who has 3 losses. Like it's hilarious. It's so dumb, but whatever. It's gonna happen. It's really like it does feel a little grim with college basketball right now. I will say it's like hard to like you want to stay like stoked on it, like stay romantic about it, but then you're just like, man, like what the fuck is happening? Like,
But then, like, I get a win. Like, if my
Yeah.
team gets a win, it's like the greatest thing of all time. And
No,
it's
yeah.
still joy that no other sport gives me, which is like, I don't know. Then you're like, this is awesome. And then
yeah, I mean, watching Mobley like hit like 3 threes in a row against like you
yeah.
know, like Penn State at home, and I'm just like fucking like on my couch like stoked
Yeah.
about it. Like, yeah, it's like
Favorite-
I mean, yeah, I can't
Everyone
quit. Like I
freaks out.
can't quit it, but like
Yeah.
I just feel ridiculous. I don't know.
Like, TCU get a 2-point win at home over Oklahoma State. That was like the biggest dopamine hit I've had all year.
yeah. I mean, college basketball. I mean, the college basketball fans are they're God's strongest soldiers for sure. Because it's just like you're just watching this like chaos unfold in front of you with like the NBA. It's the bastardization of everything you once loved. But when you watch the games, you can just like forget it. Because you're like,
Yeah.
okay, it's Ohio State versus Indiana, so this is college sports. Like, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck is happening behind the scenes, like,
Nothing matters.
yeah, exactly. You're like, all right, well now the game's on. So I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. It's tough. All right, let's talk a little. Let's talk some. What's the word for it? Arrangements for future podcasts. Because this is a quick episode, but I don't want to just keep rambling without a plan. But we are gonna hop back on later this week. I think we'll record on Wednesday, bring a Thursday pod, and hopefully Bryce will be able to join for that one. I think we should talk. We'll talk some contender stuff, like talk like some the future for what's coming next with the season. Like this is kind of just get back on, get a practice round in.
Let's do whatever it is, and whoever can get on. Let's do one midweek, one weekend. Like I'm sure it'll be like
Agreed.
some days it's just us, and that's fine, or like just y'all, or like whoever. But let's just do 1 week, 1 weekend, 1 weekday.
I agree.
The tournament. So
because now it's that time. It's the
like
final stretch.
People kind of care about college basketball.
Yeah, we might actually get some out of it. So I agree. This is a good reminder to come back to it. Bryce should be on the next one. I'm looking forward to it. The mid-range coming down the stretch here. If there's anything else you want to get off your chest, Nick, before we hop off, go ahead. But if not, we can push on.
Yeah, I got nothing. My teams are bad right now, so maybe when they get a win.
I know.
We didn't shoot a pod right when we had 2 wins in a row and a win at Baylor with no punch. And then we lose to Colorado and St. Mary's loses to Gonzaga, and we're ready to hop on, which is
Yeah. Shit, that's how it works, man. Ohio State lost to Wisconsin yesterday. So it's like, I'm right there with you. And I'm surely by midweek, let's see, who's Tennessee got?
Yeah, and Tennessee's riding high.
Yeah, Tennessee will lose to Ole Miss on Tuesday, then we'll record on Wednesday, and it'll be perfect. That's the mid-range way. All right.
Culture.
Thank you, anyone who's listening. This is the Mid-Range Podcast. Thank you for sticking with us. We will be back midweek and twice a week from now on. That is a tentative guarantee. All right. Adios.
Frogs aren't dead.